He's been on a lot with us lately because so much has been happening. And we've only got him for about 7-8 minutes as we go to break here. Dr. Steve Pieczenik, formerly with the State Department, black ops, overthrow governments, you name it, talking about the bin Laden thing being fake before they ever rolled him out. And when we got contacted this morning, he's saying he smells a rat here. So I wanted to give his perspective. Doc, what's your view on this whole Gaddafi thing right now?
Well, right now they've lied once again. I mean, this has been the Osama bin Laden lying, the lying of the Mexican cartel in Tehran, and once again you have the same MO. You have a president who hasn't done anything. He wants to run for re-election. He's diverting attention to Gaddafi, and the answer was, remember the 100 troops that were sent down a week ago into Chad and Niger? That's the southern part of Libya. They're there. Special Forces is always there to deal with a foreign leader the same way we did with Saddam Hussein, who was not killed. The rule of law and the divine rule of kings still works. I've been involved in 20 years of transitions and takeouts of leaders of world governments, and even Idi Amin we didn't take out. This is an absolute unmitigated lie. The reason I'm concerned about it is once again our military, our president, our Secretary of State is lying. There's no way that Hillary Clinton can go into Libya and announce that she's going to recognize a transitional government without having had Gaddafi's life saved. And we've had Belgian special forces down in Niger and fighting in Sudan, and we have our own special forces who will take him out and put him up in the Sahel region with his family. His wife left to Algeria a couple of weeks ago. We do not kill foreign legions. I was involved with Idi Amin in Uganda. We sent him to Saudi Arabia after he killed a couple of 100,000. I was involved with Noriega. We sent him over to Spain. I was involved in the Khmer Rouge. I mean, every leader that we've dealt with, we do the rights of king. We take them out. Ceausescu, the same thing even Rumsfeld admitted. We're going to do to Ceausescu, to Saddam Hussein what we did to Ceausescu. We did not take out Ceausescu. We burned the body. It's a psyops technique, but more importantly, we have this continuous series of lies coming out from Obama, and from Hillary Clinton, and from our intelligence, and from Newland. And once again, this country has to say, why are we getting lied to at a moment when we have economic problems, a diversion, and the president, by the way, is now getting reelected and has Joseph Biden, one of the retards, I think, of American politics, going up there to file for reelection. So this is a diversion. Once again, there's no way Gaddafi has been killed. He's been involved too long with the CIA. He's been involved too long with British intelligence, with French intelligence, with the Sahel region. He controls the sub-Sahel region. Niger is important, where he's captured to. The French are involved. Chad is where the French are involved. Niger supplies 80% of French nuclear fuels. And our special forces were ostensibly sent to chase down a Ugandan warlord killer. No, we're sent there to probably take out Gaddafi and work with him. And now what should have happened is he should have been trialed in front of the ICC, just like Milosevic, but this administration, once again, needs to lie consistently on foreign policy to make this president look as if he's tough and strong, and the lies keep on going and going. My concern is more about the American people and the delegitimizing of the office of the presidency, the office of the Secretary of Defense and State, and the credibility of our military, particularly the special operations soldiers, because there's a lot of guys who were involved. A lot of guys got killed. It is not true that we were not involved. We had mercenaries involved. We had French soldiers involved. We had Belgian soldiers involved and British. There's no way they killed Muammar Qaddafi. That's not our operating mode, and I've been involved in 30 years worth of takeouts and change of regimes. So I can assure you, I'll put up $1 million that there's no way, there's no way that they killed Gaddafi. They will place him in some isolation port somewhere in the Sahel region, and our special forces are involved with this. And once again, the president lied. At which point he's going to stop lying, I have no idea. But the American public have to demand transparency and truth, particularly after the nonsense with Mexico and Tehran, where they tried to start a war, the nonsense of Osama bin Laden.
So you think this is another... You think this is, well, I mean, they've got a London Guardian now is saying what they're putting out official photos. We'll show those on screen. It's the headline's warning contains graphic images and video.
We can distort anything. Alex, we do that professionally all the time. We did it with Osama bin Laden when you had all those tapes. That was all doctored. We did it with Saddam Hussein and his kids. I mean, those are flat photos that can be doctored. There's no way MI6, British intelligence, SAS are going to take out a leader when, in fact, the leader had economic investments with these people. There was no way we're going to take him out or kill him because he should have been brought to trial. It's awkward. They can't bring him to trial because he can indict a lot of the world leaders, including Goldman Sachs, who you remember had $1.6 billion trade and screwed it up, and asked Gaddafi to take an equity position in Goldman Sachs. So this is more of an embarrassment to our intelligence, to the British intelligence. If they keep on insisting, they can call me conspiracy, but there's a problem. I've been lecturing on PSYOPs, regime change, for 20 years at Fort McNair. I've been teaching this, stand down, deception, denial. I've been involved in more regime change than any one individual in this administration, for sure. I know the individuals involved, and I can assure you they are lying.
Well, let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. We just showed videos and photos now that reportedly they got him, tortured him, shot him in the legs, and then shot him in the head. I mean, if this is a PSYOP, they've actually produced more. We know they've created fake bin Laden videos before and then said they threw him in the ocean.
Fake. We don't do that to world leaders. You yourself, you're the one who gave me the tip-off months ago when you said the divine right of kings. You have to explain that to the audience, that since the beginning of time, from the biblical times to the New Testament, through the medieval ages, up to British law, including American law, we do not take out foreign leaders. We claim we take them, we create pictures of it in order to give a certain end of the story. I have no love for Gaddafi. I was involved in the original raid under Reagan, so I have a pretty good idea.
No, it's like putting a Napoleon on Alba. I mean, because other elites don't ever like to see kings have their heads cut off. They like to basically keep themselves above the fray. I mean, there's no doubt that bin Laden's fake. You're just saying, knowing the players involved, maybe they grabbed a body double and killed him. I mean, who knows?
No. This is total distortion, lying. It's consistent. Think about it for a minute, Alex, and your audience. They're very smart, and this is why you're so important. Bin Laden was faked. I predict that. We talked about the fact that the war, this nonsense story that came out of Mexico involving Tehran, even Mueller was ashamed to say that this was fudge. So we knew that was fake. That stopped. Israel stopped. They dealt with Hamas, and now I'm telling you this is fake because they don't want to bring Muammar Qaddafi to trial. His family was already taken out about a month or 2 months ago to Algeria. But what's interesting is it's not an accident. We spent special forces.
Stay there. I want to hear about that. Stay there. This is what the Daily Mail and others are saying. They've got the Prime Minister, al-Qaeda leader over there. And now they've been given these thousands of shoulder-fired missiles. We've all got to give our rights up because al-Qaeda is going to get us now. But al-Qaeda is the good guys. TSA checkpoints all over the country, dragging families out of their cars. They tried it with us last night. That video will premiere this evening. It's pretty powerful. I get in their face big time at prisonplanet.tv, 7 o'clock. What did I ever do to you? Then we're going back to Pieczenik here to finish up. What Gaddafi said as he begged for his life. Libyan Prime Minister confirms that former dictator is dead. Wounded, weakened, covered in blood and dirt. The fallen dictator was dragged from a truck to meet his unceremonious end. First, he said it was a gutter or a spider hole. In front of a braying mob, Muammar Qaddafi, the former Libyan leader, begged the revolutionary soldiers for his life. Like a Mussolini end. Becoming increasingly desperate, he asked one rebel leader, "What did I ever do to you?" But his pleas fell on deaf ears. The deposed despot was mercilessly shot to death. He spit blood, heralding the end of a terrible 42-year epoch in Libyan history. Doc, we only got about 3-4 minutes left.
They're lying. What this is a classical denigration of the world leader in order to make sure that he came out being humiliated and that the forces, transitional forces, had won. I'm not questioning the fact that Gaddafi its regime should have been ended. But I'm questioning the fact that this president repeatedly has to lie in front of the American public. So does our CIA. The CIA was involved in this. Special Ops was involved. There's not an accident. You have Special Ops going into Chad and Central Africa. I saw 5 days ago, and you have Joe Biden asking for a re-election of the president to show how powerful he is when he can't do anything domestically. And then you have the pathological liar, Hillary Clinton, going to Libya. There's no way that woman, who's basically very scared and very ineffectual, would go to Libya and recognize transitional committee. So we have once again an obsession in this administration for lying. And what I care about is the delegitimizing of the validity of this institution of America, which he doesn't belong to, in our soldiers, in our intelligence, in our national security apparatus. We've got to change that. And that's
hey, Doc, something that makes me think you could be right is they've released a new fake video of Hillary learning and getting excited, just like the fake situation room. And they do say she's going to Libya. She's the one that's been caught lying in Iraq and Serbia, claiming she flies into war zones that are under fire, and it turns out it's all lies. So, I mean, these are confirmed liars. Why believe anything?
Well, no, they confirm liars. I'll tell you, when we were involved in Bosnia, when Rwanda, she was the one who held back her husband, who's another pathological liar, Clinton, who allowed 800,000 Rwandans to die, even though they were going to be killed beforehand. He was warned about it, and she was worried about his political career. This is a pathological liar. I don't care if they get rid of all of them, but what we need is a reaffirmation of the American government that has legitimacy, transparency, and the fact that people can no longer be lied to because we have no jobs, we have a dysfunctional government, and we have to change it. None of the legislators have said anything, so you see they're all cowards, the Democrats and Republicans. I have no love for Gaddafi, but I can tell you he's a very smart guy. You don't stay in power 53 years, and you don't suddenly get killed and humiliated at the end. He was taken out quietly by our special forces that were sent out a week ago, which is the reason they were sent there was for the Lord Resistance Army in Uganda. I worked in Uganda. I took out Idi Amin. We sent him to Saudi Arabia. He ended up, and he killed over 100,000 people. So there's no way our special forces was not involved. I'm ashamed of Petraeus. I'm ashamed, again, of the intelligence community and the military. And I'm afraid that our special forces are being used as cannon fodder, as is our military and our intelligence. We have to go and protest this again. And only you, Alex, came forth years ago with the notion that we don't kill and the divine rights of king. And this president is just an obsessional, pathological lie.
Doc, we're out of time. Lord willing, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tonight, 7 o'clock, prisonplanet.tv. You don't need me to tell you that humanity is in a deep crisis. Everyone can feel it. We know a tectonic struggle is now taking place between the forces of freedom and those who love darkness, bondage, and enslavement. Yes, my friends, evil is rising. But take heart, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Recently, New World Order operative Hillary Clinton admitted they're losing the info war.
We are in an information war, and we are losing that war.
The globalists are scared. They've overreached. The future of the info war is in your hands. Join prisonplanet.tv. Download the thousands of special video reports, ebooks, and more, and get them out to everyone you know. Continue to spread the word about the broadcast on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and every other globalist propaganda platform. We are going to use their system against them. The info war now goes into high gear.